Okay, so now we are live on this. Okay, so you guys can share, or you all can share. It's Owen and Ted. Maybe you can share what you're feeling the last. I mean, Owen, you've been attending for the last 2 days. Earlier, you used to go through the video. So, in the Cūḷasuññatasutta, what is that is working and what is not working for you?
Um, yeah, I just took long sand, but I took nothing. I was concentrated on nothing.
Okay.
Oh, and yeah, it makes feeling that when I exercise more, that it will stay.
Okay. Yeah.
As for me, I find like it's actually like I'm having it right in the morning. So like I woke up around like 30 minutes ago, so my mind is very
Fresh.
very easily very fresh, but it also slips into tiredness very easily at this time of day. So
Okay.
I'm able to concentrate for a period of time, but it's not my peak ability to really get into it. My mind tends to waver and drift a bit more than usual.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it is 8 o'clock for, sorry, it is now 7 o'clock for you, right? 7:05. Yeah, right. Yeah, in most of the time you feel sleepy after a while when there is nothing being spoken. So anyone will tend to sleep. So the first thing we need to do is that this is what I was talking to Aryu, that when you wake up, what you're supposed to be doing. So let's say, take my example. And today I've just woken up, because just now I woken up. So now what should I see out of 5 hindrances? The first hindrance I need to see is how is my body reacting to the waking state. Meaning, if I'm feeling tiredness, if I'm feeling lack of sleep also make it tiredness, or if I've slept more also it creates tiredness, or if the water I have not had enough water and that makes dehydration, and then that creates tiredness. So the first symptom I get is yawning. Okay, so even I've got up, I feel yawning and I feel there is not much oxygen in the body. So what I need to do at that moment are 4 things, like what Buddha talks to Moggallana. There is one sutta where he talks about what should one do when you are in drowsiness or lack of sleep or something like that, where the mind tends to sleep. So what I have to do in that circumstances is to take water and splash on the face. Sometimes if I were to get up early and I start to meditate on the bed, what happens is that after some time the body starts to wobble. Okay, and once it wobbles, the head will go and hit the chin, and then suddenly you wake up, and then again it goes into the sleep pattern. You feel fresh because now that adequate sleep has been got. But the disadvantage of that is the mind is totally away from Dhamma. So it has got no Dhamma at all. So in that state, what should I do? Let's say I have woken up and I'm feeling very sleepy, and what should I do? Instead of closing eyes and sitting, I should look at the breath or something on Dhamma, some Dhamma like Anicca or Dukkha or Anatta. Or another thing is Etan Santan, Etan Panitan. Let's say I'm feeling very sleepy. Even in that Sutta of Moggallana with Buddha, He says that you can recite, you can take a Dhamma and recite. In that way, your sleep will go down. But if I recite it too much, like, I keep on saying Etan, Santan, Etan, Panitan, like that, and then that itself becomes like a lullaby, wherein it again takes me to sleep. So I need to look at how the mental state is. Same thing happens when having food. So morning breakfast and afternoon lunch, and now I have dinner. I just now finished dinner. There is 100% chance of having lethargy. So when I sit and meditate with all of you, the mind, if it is not given any Dhamma Vishaya, then it's going to go to sleep. So I need to add some Dhamma Vishaya at that point in time, including the Cūḷasuññatasutta. If I've taken that as my contemplation, I need to really feel the chair. I need to really feel the sitting. I need to really feel the table. I need to really feel the room. That this is the room what I'm sitting in. This is the only thing I have. There's nothing else I'm having. And cut that imagination of the other rooms and the place and then the city and the town and the country and all that. Cut it out. And only this room. Then the sleep goes away. Okay, this is one. Then the second hindrance along with that comes is the restlessness, that I am not able to establish into the jhana which I wanted to do. Let's say today we are supposed to be contemplating on infinite space, and I try as much as possible. Nothing I'm getting it, or neither I'm getting into nothingness or whatever, like what Richard is saying, that he's looking into nothingness, but I'm not able to get it. Now in that case, I need to just watch the breath, nothing else. So half an hour or as much time possible, just watch the breath. And if the mind goes numb, again open your eyes and again watch the breath. After a while, it doesn't go anywhere, so it becomes completely fine. So when it becomes fine, then the remorse, the kukucha also will go away along with the udacha. Then the other two, the kamachanda and vyapada, those will not work without the other things. Anyway, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, I'm having utmost dedication, faith and all that, and I don't have any doubt. So in that way I am removing the hindrance. Then I can really feel the earth, so like the sand. So now if I put sand and I close my eyes and I observe the sand, I'm able to observe the sand everywhere, wherever it is. Just like this chair I'm sitting right now, where I'm feeling hardness and softness. Same thing I'm going to feel everywhere, without any boundary, without any requirement that I'm sitting in a room. That room is gone. It's filled with the sand everywhere. So that shows the confidence I'm getting, that yes, I'm experiencing this for sure, and I'm letting go of the previous experience, which is the town and the city and the country and the room and all that. And I'm putting wilderness. So this room itself is like a wilderness. So let us say I'm in wilderness of this room. That's only this room is felt. And now I've dropped that and come to earth element. So now I'm feeling hard and soft. Then I'm coming into the space element. So that means I should feel spacious. So there are many ways to approach the spaciousness. One is that from the sitting, just observe what is connecting this floor to the next floor. So I am in an apartment. So there are 3 floors here. So now I'm sitting here and I watch what is the chair touching. It's touching the tile. And what is the tile touching? The tile is touching the, let's say, the roof of the below floor. Now what is that touching? So I can keep on doing that. So what happens is I ultimately come to the ground, okay, which is again the earth element. Now what is earth dependent on? the earth is dependent on the core. So then you have water, then you have the core of the earth, which is fire. Now if I go and really see what is this whole thing dependent on, this is dependent on space. So earth is standing on space. So if earth is standing on space, then this whole room is also in space, the whole house is in space, so everything is in space. So there is space above and the space below. Now this I can experience, so I can practice it. So I can sit like this and watch where is the chair touching, where is that I am touching, this body is touching, this body is touching the seat, the chair, and this base of the chair is touching the wheels, and the wheels is touching the tile is touching the roof of another person's home, and that is again touching to the another floor, and then come to the ground, and the ground is touching to the core of the earth, and the core of the earth is in space. Now I can see infinite space above, infinite space below, infinite space within my mouth, nostrils, ears, and the private parts. So I can see that this whole body, right from throat to the stomach, is an empty space. So when I really practice and when I see all of you, I can see that okay, Avan is also same thing, Shreyas is also same thing, Malti same thing, and Srikant is same thing, Swati same thing, Richard same thing, everybody is same thing. So now I can keep on looking at animals, I can look at birds, I can look at insects, and everywhere I can find the space. So that means can experience infinite space. At that moment I can drop off the sand and take the space. So now the wilderness is gone, the earth is gone, and now we have only the space, which is infinite, because it's there everywhere. So when I don't have the 5 hindrances, I can do something like this. So sorry when I did not allow you to speak something more, I just gave the remaining part also.
So that's good. That's just about everything I had to say.
Okay. Yeah, Malti, how are you feeling from the last 2 days we are doing this Cūḷasuññatasutta? Anything you want to share? Are you able to experience? You are on mute.
It was good for me.
Okay. So are you able to have the earth feeling? Are you able to have the space feeling? Are you able to get into the room like you are in a wilderness? Able to get that?
I could feel the first one that we said, earth and sand all around.
Okay.
And then yesterday's was the space, even that I could visualize.
Okay, very good. So how do you feel when you feel the space? How do you feel that?
I don't know, I can't describe the feeling.
Okay.
But
Okay, but you are aware that you are in space.
yes,
Okay, and then the time doesn't seem to go anywhere, right? When you are in space.
pardon me, sir.
When you are in space, you don't feel the time. You won't be knowing what time it is or how long it is. See, I'll just give you an example. Let's say you're able to feel the space right now. Okay, you feel the space right now. What happens is you will never know the dimension of the time, meaning how much time it has gone, because there is no past, there is no future, there is no present. It just makes you feel that in space. See, all of these, whatever we are talking about, the earth, like the sand, or you're sitting on the chair, if you were to really practice this, like, I take my hand and then touch the table. I don't talk about the table. I just talk about the feeling what I get of touching this table. It's hard and soft. So when I do that, the table is gone. When the table goes away, there is no time dimension, meaning I can't say how much time have I kept on touching this table. So when I drop that off, I can see everywhere it is hardness, softness only. So if I see this computer, I can call this as computer, but actually what I'm seeing is a solid object. And then I can see the cupboards here as a solid object. And then I can see everywhere is just either solid object or space. So now there is a space between two solid objects. So I can see this, can feel the space, and I can see the solid object. Not naming what it is, but I can feel the solid object, I can feel the space. So when I feel the solid object, the remaining things are removed. That means the house is removed, the room is removed, then the people are removed, then the village is removed, the city is removed, the town is removed, the country is removed. What you only get is solid object. So in that, no time dimension will exist, meaning you'll never be able to say how long and what did you do. You'll only feel solid. And that's how you made a shunya of what is not there. And you are filled up with what is there. What is there is solid object.
I could see only the open space.
Okay, fine, good. Okay, so when you start with the open space, Malti, what you need to do is you need to feel the space here and outside, and it's just a space. Like one sutta what Owen has shared, that is MN62. In that, Rahula asked this question to Buddha, and Buddha explains the different ways of meditation, and then he says how he says to Rahula what he should meditate on space. Okay, so you have space everywhere, in the nose, in the ears, in the mouth, and outside. So it's only space. It's spacious. When you observe the spaciousness, you become the space. There's no you left except for the space. Okay. And
that means space everywhere.
Space everywhere.
As you said, wherever the opening is there,
there's a
the
space.
would be there.
Yes. And then another advantage of the space is wherever there is space, there will be sound. So now I'm speaking because there is space. If there is no space, there is no sound. So when we speak, the sound is coming because of the space. It is from the mouth there is space, and outside also there is space. Then the sound is heard. If there were no space outside and no space here, there is no sound. Let's say if I were to cover my mouth, that the sound stops because there is something which is obstructing the sound, which is the space. So the space is closed. This is how. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't realize that. So I was just observing a space that was coming in front of my eyes, which was just an open space.
Yes,
and maybe I was just considering the sky all around and little part of some lines going on, but I didn't visualize myself.
You are also in space. The thing is, you are also in the space with the space. See, when we do the 32 body part contemplation, so you have solid, you have liquid. So what we can take of solid, you can take the nails, you can take the teeth, you can take the skin, the skull, or whatever we want to take. Whatever easy we can take. So we can find out that we all have the same thing. So there is solidity. And when it comes to liquid, we can take the saliva, we can take the sweat, we can take the blood, we can take anything which is watery, urine and all that is watery. So anything that is watery. So we know Pathavi Dhatu, we know Apo Dhatu, then we know that we have temperature. So if I touch myself and touch all of you, you will have temperature. So you will have some temperature. So we know we have temperature. And then there is Vayu Dhatu. So we know that the stomach makes some sound. There is air, and there is air going up, air going down. Then there is circulation happening. Due to air, the blood is getting circulated. Movement, body movement is taken care by air. So when the air gets blocked, the hands or the legs will have pain because there is a catch. The air is not able to move in the way it has to move. So any movement of the body is impeded or is hindrance when the air gets blocked. So I can check that. So 4 elements taken care. 5th element, anywhere there is space inside the body is space element. Outside also same. So Ajatta Bahidda. So inside, outside, it is the same 5 elements. So it's not me, it's not mine, it's not myself. I cannot say, oh, this belongs to me. No, it doesn't belong to me. This is not mine that I've bought it from somewhere. No, this is not myself either. I cannot say earth is me. Now, why are we doing Cūḷasuññatasutta? Is this one we are doing it in another way. That is, first I will see where I am. So now this home is away from the city. So there is no city. So first practice is to know that there is no city. When I'm sitting in this home, there is no city. So practice that there's no city. As many times the city comes, that many times I'm going to throw it out, saying that there's no city. I'm really experiencing my home. And all of you are experiencing your own home. You're not experiencing anything other than your home, wherever you're sitting. Then we are practicing only this room, or only the place where you're sitting, than any other places. So then the room also goes away. The house also goes away. And now can you put into wilderness? Can you take this mind and put it somewhere else? Let's say a nice forest. So some videos you can watch rather than visualizing it. You can watch some videos and you feel that you're there. When you feel that, just observe. You will really be there. It's like virtual reality. It happens. So that means your room is gone. You are now in the wilderness. After that, earth. Make it a flat or put a sand or whatever you want to put that. So you are feeling exactly sitting on the sand and just observing everywhere there is sand. Then you are coming into space. 4 things. So first, city is out, house is in. Then the house is out, room is in. Then wilderness comes, whichever place you want to put. So the room is out, wilderness is in. Then wilderness is out, earth is in. Earth is out, space is in. Okay, 5 hindrances. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Thinamida, Udacha, Kukkucha, Visikicha. I am getting a doubt. I don't think so it is working. So first I need to go back to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha and fix that. Then it works. Okay. Then I come to the second one. So then the second one would be to get into the Thinamida. That is sluggishness, slowness, sleepiness, whatever it is. To remove that. Third one would be Udacha Kukkucha. Restlessness, that I am not able to get into this jhana. Then Kamachanda Vyapada. If I am able to work it out, then I can be watching space everywhere. I can be watching earth element everywhere. Anyway, good that you are feeling the space. So today I just wanted to check how it goes. Another final thing before we go to the why I am not going to consciousness is that you should be able to see consciousness. So what is consciousness is we all of us are conscious. So when we say infinite consciousness, we should be able to see how consciousness at the same time is able to be there in all the bodies, is there in the plants, is there in the insects, is there in the different kind of animals and birds and all different kind. All at once, they all are doing whatever they are doing because of consciousness. And also the six consciousness, that is Chakku, Sota, Ghana, Jivha, Kaya, and Manu. Six consciousness. Depending upon the object, the consciousness comes. So when we say consciousness comes, we have to go by the Maha Tanha Kaya Sutta, where he explains how to understand consciousness. So just like the light coming and going, or the fire coming and going, so he shows six consciousness and he gives six consciousness examples. So we should be able to see that. The moment we see it, we are able to see consciousness everywhere, and that becomes infinite consciousness. That means we can see consciousness roughly everywhere. I mean, we can feel that consciousness everywhere. I don't no longer be able to see Owen as Owen. I will see him as a conscious being. That's all. With Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha. So there are six dhatus can be seen, including Vijnana dhatu. So Vijnana dhatu is holding the remaining four elements. That will really give you a beautiful experience, that there is no person, it's only the consciousness and the elements, only two things which exist. And consciousness is bringing the elements together. So this will work if we don't have dasa akusala at that point in time. Otherwise, it will not take you to experiencing the consciousness. You will experience till space. The sixth jhana, that is infinite consciousness, will not happen. You will only end up having infinite space, which is a good achievement, but you will not experience the sixth jhana. So for sixth jhana to happen, we need to remove the dasa akusala. So when we don't get the consciousness, that is, when I see all of you, I'm seeing you as a person, as against the consciousness. What should I do? I have to feel the consciousness of all of you and then do this. I will not harm or hurt any living being, including plants and seeds. Okay, then watch the breath, meaning you have to really see the plant sprouting out, which is coming due to consciousness. Then we can see the child coming out is due to consciousness. Then we can see animal giving birth due to consciousness. We can see the egg sprouting out into that bird or an insect or whatever is due to consciousness. We have to bring that out. We have to bring that in the mind. And how all of the different diverse kind of animals and birds and amphibians or fishes and all those are coming because of consciousness. So plants and trees and all of that is coming due to consciousness. So now consciously, I will not kill or harm or hurt any living being, including plants and seeds. 2 minutes afterwards, I'm not going to steal what is not given to me, because they are conscious. So consciously, I'm not going to take anything which is not given to me. Then the third one, I'm not going to do any sensual misconduct which will cause harm to the other being. I will not do that. Then the fourth one, I will not lie, because consciously if I lie, it is going to hurt the other person. So it is like hurting myself. So I will not do it. Then I will not slander. I will not go and tell somebody something and take advantage of that. I will not do that. Then the sixth one, that I will not utter harsh speech, because it takes more energy to utter harsh speech. So I will not do that, because I can see everything is conscious. It is due to consciousness I'm there. Otherwise I'm dead person. So I will not do that. Then I will not waste my energy in talking some nonsense. Then I will not ask somebody who has many things that I should have it first than the other person. I will instead feel very happy that that conscious being is having more than what I have. It's good. Due to good deeds of that person, he is having all of this, which is very nice. Then I will not feel upset. I will not feel agitated. I will not feel angry on anything. Because for anger, again, I need to create more energy, which is of waste of that energy. Then I will have right view. So if I do like that and watch everybody as consciousness, after a while, you can get into the infinite consciousness, the sixth jhana. It's a beautiful experience to have, that you will be able to see. First, you will be able to see all the people as conscious beings, all the animals as conscious beings, all the plant, all the birds and insects and everything is conscious being. All of a sudden, you will see that your eye is conscious, ear is conscious, nose is conscious, tongue is conscious, body is conscious, and the mind is conscious. And it becomes conscious when the object comes to the sense door. You can really feel it. So when the eye hits the object, like what I'm seeing right now, the condition matches, and then the consciousness arises between the object and the eye. So now I understand the chakuncha paticcha rupe upajjati chakku vinyanam. That means now I know the eye and that object connection is through consciousness, not the object is coming to my eye. No, nor the eye is going towards the object, but the consciousness is bringing both of them. So when I turn my head, the consciousness is moving from here, it's going elsewhere. So now I am able to connect to those objects which are there. Now the moment I turn my head back here, that consciousness is gone and this consciousness is taken. So I can practice. So now I can see the eye, I can see the ear, I can see the nose, tongue, body, and the mind. It's a beautiful feeling of six consciousness on one side, which arises and passes away, and I can see the anicca nature in that. And also I can see everything is a conscious being. Only if the consciousness is there, we have life. If the consciousness is not there, there's no life there. This is the sixth jhana. If this works properly, then the seventh jhana, what happens? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind looks like a glass. Or not a glass, mirror. On that, the object is shining. So when I see Owen, he is not in eye. There's a feeling of Owen sitting there, not anything, not really the person has come and sat in my eye. So that's the reason it's called as nothingness, because there is nothing there. Okay, so there was no Owen at all in the first place to lose him or gain him. And same with everyone. So I'm hearing something, that it comes and goes away. Then that means the object comes there, stays, and it goes away. So I can see the upada arising, tithi staying there, bhanga going off. So I can see the three states of arising, staying, passing away, arising, staying, passing away. And that is what akinchayatana. Akincha means there's nothing. Absolutely, there's nothing in there. In these six senses, ayatana is the home. In that home, if I go to that home inside, I don't see anything there. I don't see any object being there. The object comes, it seems to be there, but there is nothing in there to hold to that object. So now I can see nothingness, or I can experience nothingness, the shunya of that. This will work when my dasa akusala has totally come down. So the first thing I need to do from the fifth jhana, that is infinite space, is to work out on the 10 immoral deeds all the time, all the waking hours. I need to practice. So when I'm talking to somebody, I need to be aware of what I am talking. if somebody is harming someone, I need to watch that harm, try to ensure that harm doesn't come. But if they want to do harm to themselves, let them do it, but I will not join that what causes harm. Like that, I need to practice all the 10. If I do that, 6th jhana happens. That is infinite consciousness. You will see all the 6 consciousness, the ear, eyes, nose, tongue, body and mind, appearing and disappearing. Not only that, you will see everyone as a conscious, everything as conscious. There's nothing else in this world except for consciousness. And that's the reason it is Akasha Akinchayatana and Vinyana Akinchayatana. That is Ananta, is endless. And you come into Akinchayatana, which is nothingness. So you get to see the 6th and 7th. Once that gets completely established, then you can attain the 8th one, which is Neva Sanya Na Sanyayatana. That is a separate thing. So we will take it up later. But I just wanted to make sure that we understand what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to achieve the hardness of the earth, leaving that, get into space everywhere. Okay, and one sutta what Owen had sent, I had shared it to you. You can go through that sutta. He talks about how to enter into infinite space. That's a beautiful sutta what he had sent. So that's a very good one to do. Once you get the hang of it, how to do it, you will be able to do the remaining part. That is, you can get into infinite consciousness, you can come into nothingness, then neither perception nor non-perception. That means here what we are achieving is, when I see Owen, I can see him, I can sense him, I can place him. I can't say I'm not able to place him, but I don't place him like the name and the form. I'm able to place him as a being. And that's the reason it is Neva Sanya, that is no perception, Na Sanya. Neither you can say there is no perception. There is a perception of the object, but there is no perception of the name of the object or identification of the object or symbolization of the object. So when we achieve that state, you will see everything equanimity. It's a total equanimity state. Then you come to the 9th jhana, where there is no feeling and there is no perception. That's the 9th one. When we see only the senses appearing and disappearing of senses, and then we actually see anicca nature, we see the dukkha, we see the anatta, because it's just senses, it's just sensing and going away. And then we know what is asubha, that is, it is inauspicious, because the consciousness is getting attached to the senses and creating new life. If the consciousness were not to attach to the Patavi Dhatu, Apo Dhatu, Vayu Dhatu, Tejo Dhatu, Akasha Dhatu and these senses, then there is no rebirth. Now we are in Nibbana, total, because there's complete cessation of everything, extinguishment of everything. Now, this practice of Cūḷasuññatasutta or Anapanasati Sutta or the Rahula Sutta, what Owen had sent, or any sutta on this, which includes jhana, gives you all the experiences, all the 9 jhana experiences. And I felt Cūḷasuññatasutta to be very good in visualizing, because we can visualize and we can really experience it. Okay, so that's some clarity I wanted to give, because we are coming into the 6th jhana. So you want to try the 6th one, or you want to go back to the starting point till the what we can say infinite space? What do you want to do? You want to try, or how do you want to proceed? Yeah, Owen, you want to say something?
Yeah, sure. I could probably, I don't think that I'm ready to quite jump into the 6th jhana. It might be good to practice infinite space again.
Okay.
So I hadn't had a hold on that. But
Right.
I don't know about the others and how they feel.
Very good. Okay, I appreciate that. Anybody else who want to talk about? Shall we do the 1st to 5th? What What do you think? You can say either yes or no, or I will go from first to fifth only. Okay, Shreya says 1 to 5. Fine. So I'll go with majority. The remaining have not spoken for whatever reason. Okay, good. So what we need to do is that first put the 10 precepts or 10 akusala. So observe yourself to be the conscious being where the same consciousness appears in 3, 6, myself 7. There's 7 people in this. So just radiate loving kindness to all the 7, including yourself, like a metta, and say that may I not harm, hurt any living being, including plants and seed. Say that in your mind and watch yourself to be that person. So now I watch myself to be Avan, myself to be Richard, myself to be Malti, myself to be Shreyas, Shrikant, and Swati. And I feel that if they are harming, they are getting harmed, it's harmful to me. If they are getting killed for whatever reason, it's like killing myself. That's same. Then Adinnadana, that is, I will not steal anything as a conscious. I will not steal. Okay, because that is harmful. Why? Because it doesn't lead anywhere. So I will not do it. Then the third one, I will not conduct sensual misconduct as a conscious. I'll be conscious of what I am doing. Then the 4 of speech. I will not tell lies or manipulate. I will not slander. I will not say harsh speech. I will not talk nonsense. I will not ask somebody to give whatever they have because I require more than what they have. Instead, I will be very happy that they have more than what I myself have. It's so nice. It's like a gift. Then I will not feel harsh of myself, or I'll not get angry, I will not get upset, because that is harmful to me. It is going to take me to the apayas. I will not do it. And I will always go with the right view. It's 10. So when I do this 10, watching the breath, the second thing I need to do is to watch the breath. So for 10 minutes, I'll just watch the breath, the starting, middle, end, again out breath, starting, middle, end. Let's do that, and then we'll come into the house, removing the city. Fine? Go ahead. So watch the breath. Let's start. Let us proceed further. Now, make the place where you're sitting as what is existing, and what is not existing is the city, the town, the country, or whatever expressions or impressions you have regarding that. It's not there. What is actually there is either your home or the place where you're staying. So make that just being there. And what is not there is the city, the town, the country, people, vehicles, anything at all which is there in the city. Look at that for next 10 minutes. Now we leave the home and the city and the town and the country, and just come into the room, just wherever you are, whichever room and whichever chair or wherever you're sitting, just feel that. Don't feel anything else. So what is empty is the city, the town, the country, the house, and what is filled up is the place where you're sitting and the room where you're in. Try to feel it. So this is called as manasikara, where we make the mind stick to what is there presently. Like I'm sitting in the room and that's the only reality I have. Everything else doesn't exist. Let's do it for next 10 minutes. Next, let us come to the wilderness. Let's go to a beach, a nice beach. You're sitting there in a hut, watching the waves. Now, what you need to do is to synchronize the waves with your breath. As the wave comes in to the shore, it's out breath. As the water recedes back, it is in breath. In breath, receding of the waves. Out breath, coming near the shore. So sitting outside, watching the breath and watching the waves. Out breath, waves coming to the shore. In breath, water receding from the shore. Synchronize it. Your mind will be there in the breath as well as in the waves. Then after that, it will be only in the waves. Cool breeze is coming, so that much of ripples are there in the waves. So now you're empty of the room, empty of the people, empty of the home, empty of the city, empty of the country. What is now is only the breath, the wilderness, and the waves. Practice this as long as you want. And you can end it. And tomorrow we can take the remaining. First, let's practice the wilderness correctly. Out breath, water coming to the shore. In breath, receding from the shore. If something else comes in the mind, push it away. You're sitting on the beach in a hut. There's only the waves lightly coming and touching the shore. In breath, water receding from the shore. Out breath, the wave is coming towards the shore. There is nothing else other than this. The mind is empty of its contents, except for you're on the beach in a hut watching the waves, your breath synchronized with the waves coming to the shore and waves receding from the shore. Just keep on watching it. Make your mind glad being just watching that. Everything else becomes empty. You are on the beach. Whenever you want to return back, you can come back to your room from the wilderness and then end the session whenever you want. Otherwise, enjoy the beach. Enjoy the synchronized effect of the breath with the waves.